parola a Sara. One sec, Gerardo sta lì. Ok. Sara. Ok, Sara.
Siamo pronti?
Sì.
Yes.
Ok,
Sì,
vabbè.
sì.
Welcome to the presentation of the Cultural Exchange Project between West Springfield High School and ISIS Valdarno.
Benvenuti alla presentazione dello scambio culturale. È un progetto tra West Springfield High School e la nostra scuola ISIS Valdarno.
My name is Sarah Switzer. I'm the teacher of Italian here at West Springfield High School. Mi chiamo Sara Switzer. Sono l'insegnante di italiano qua a West Springfield.
Io mi chiamo Marco Prina, insegno all'ISIS Valdarno sostegno materie umanistiche e sono il referente per il progetto per la scuola italiana.
This project was a collaboration between 19 Italian students and 18 American students, organized into 10 heterogeneous groups. Every group chose an aspect of culture to share and discuss from different standpoints. The American students are presenting in Italian and the Italian students in English. Both languages and cultures are taught in our schools.
Sì, dunque il progetto è una collaborazione tra 19 studenti nostri italiani e 18 studenti americani. Gli studenti sono stati organizzati in 10 gruppi misti, quindi 2 italiani, 2 americani, oppure un italiano e 2 americani, un americano e 2 italiani. Ogni gruppo ha scelto un aspetto della cultura da condividere e discutere da diversi punti di vista. Gli studenti americani in italiano, che studiano nella loro scuola con Sara, e gli studenti italiani in inglese. Entrambe le lingue sono quindi studiate nelle nostre scuole.
The goal of this project is to foster a relationship between our cities, our schools, and our students.
Ecco, lo scopo di questo bellissimo progetto è proprio sviluppare, favorire una relazione tra le nostre città, le nostre scuole e i nostri studenti.
We would like to say thank you to Mayor Will Reichelt, Sindaco Nicola Benini, former Mayor Ed Sullivan, Federica Sereni, the Consul General of Italy in Boston, Adamo Castelnuovo, the Director of Education for the Italian Consulate in Boston, Superintendent Tim Connor, Provveditori degli Studi di Arezzo Roberto Curtulo, Assistant Superintendent Vito Perrone, Principal Pat Danby, Preside Lorenzo Pierazzi, and Assistant Principal Maria Silvestri. Other teachers who were involved in the project were Lucia Bellacci, Sabina Innocenti, and Stefano Bonchi.
Okay, I don't think I need to translate it, the names are pretty clear. Dunque, i nomi delle persone coinvolte. Potresti alzare la voce? Sì?
Oops, sorry.
Sì, prego.
Okay.
Prego, Sara.
Since this project would not exist without the Italian consulate in Boston, who encouraged us to meet and to start this friendship, I would like to introduce Adamo Castelnuovo.
Dunque, dal momento che il progetto non esisterebbe senza il Consolato d'Italia, il Consolato Generale d'Italia di Boston, che ci ha incoraggiati a incontrarci e a iniziare il nostro rapporto di amicizia, vorremmo che Adamo Castelnuovo fosse la prima autorità presente a presentarsi oggi. Grazie.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Marco, and thank you everyone for participating in this event that celebrates the cultural exchange between Valdarno and West Springfield High School. It was launched only 1 year ago, I guess. And many thanks to the principals, the local communities, the teachers, and the students. Students, guys, you are the heart and soul of this ambitious project. Today, you reached a goal, and we are looking forward to a thriving partnership in the near future. You have done an amazing work, and this pandemic, this awful pandemic, hasn't diminished your efforts to build step by step this new exciting experience, connecting knowledge from one end of the ocean to another. As a consulate, as it was mentioned, our core activity is to build bridges between Italy and the US. And this is what makes me especially proud of this partnership. And now I'll switch to Italian. Ringrazio le autorità scolastiche e amministrative dei due territori, i colleghi dirigenti scolastici, gli insegnanti e gli studenti per aver sviluppato questo lavoro nonostante le circostanze avverse della pandemia. Sono certo che dopo la visita degli insegnanti ormai di parecchio tempo fa si prospetta uno scenario di grande arricchimento culturale e linguistico sia per le scuole che per questi due interessantissimi contesti territoriali. Agli studenti italiani in particolare dico vi aspetto con ansia, con gioia qui in Massachusetts, portate tutto il vostro carico di entusiasmo e a presto. Enjoy the presentations. Thank you again. I give the floor back to Sarah, to Ms. Switzer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adamo. I would like to introduce, excuse me. Is Nicola Benini here?
Sì, il sindaco Benini è arrivato.
Sì, ci sono. Buongiorno a tutti.
Buongiorno, signore.
Buongiorno.
Good morning, everybody. Buongiorno.
Mi scuso per il ritardo, ma oggi per me è una giornata importante perché si parla di scuola e proprio stamani si è laureata la mia seconda figlia in scienze della comunicazione.
Sorry, I'm a little bit late today, but this morning my second daughter graduated in science of communication. So I attended her graduation.
E laurearsi, diciamo, dopo un anno di lockdown e dare gli ultimi esami e la tesi in queste condizioni veramente per lei non è stato facile, come non è facile per tutti gli studenti in questo periodo.
She had a very hard time when she had to graduate, and I'm sympathetic with all the students who are going to study and graduate right now. I understand what's going on with school.
E contraccambio il saluto delle autorità di West Springfield, del Massachusetts e anche delle autorità scolastiche. Siamo tutti, diciamo, ansiosi di poter scambiarci i saluti di persona, insomma, visitandoci reciprocamente, e però nell'attesa siamo molto lieti che lo scambio a livello di studenti, a livello di scuole sia iniziato, perché è fondamentale appunto questa conoscenza di nuove realtà, di nuove culture, perché specialmente i giovani abbiano modo di crescere, di ampliare i loro orizzonti e poi dovranno essere i protagonisti della società del futuro.
Thank you so much. We are glad to reciprocate. We really hope you'll be able to meet in person. Our young people are the future for us. We believe in new generations.
E quindi niente, vi auguro buon lavoro portando il saluto dell'ambito turistico del Valdarno, che è un insieme di 8 comuni, un bellissimo territorio nel cuore della Toscana che saremo ben lieti di farvi conoscere alla prima occasione, insomma, appena sarà possibile. Buon lavoro a tutti i professori e a tutti gli studenti.
Ciao Nicola, grazie, thank you, wish you a good job. Today I'd like to host you in the Valdarno area. Sì, Lucia?
È appena arrivato il dottor Curtolo.
Sì, d'accordo.
Dottor Curtolo, buongiorno.
Buongiorno. I'd like to introduce you Dr. Roberto Curtolo. Is the superintendent of studies of the schools in Arezzo, in the Arezzo province. And Dottor Curtolo ha un saluto per la comunità.
Buongiorno. Allora, intanto ringrazio il preside Pierazzi per il lavoro svolto per poter portare avanti questa iniziativa, che ritengo sia fondamentale per lo sviluppo delle competenze di cittadinanza all'interno di qualunque comunità ed in particolare di una comunità importante come per noi quella del Valdarno. tenendo conto che il Valdarno è un'area molto ampia che si rivolge anche verso Firenze.
Sarah, you wanna do some translation yourself?
Oh, yeah. So he is just thanking Mr. Pierazzi for facilitating this partnership and developing the relationship between our school and their school. What's the matter? I don't know. Okay. Sorry. Maria è arrivata. Ok, mi dispiace, continui.
Allora,
Maria mi ha interrotta.
Poi quindi la collaborazione che il preside Pierazzi e la sua scuola hanno avviato con i suoi docenti in questi anni con l'high school di Springfield diventa, secondo me, un elemento qualificante per l'offerta formativa della scuola, ma, come dicevo prima, anche per tutto il territorio del Valdarno. Non è infatti casuale che siano coinvolti in questa operazione anche i rappresentanti dei comuni, cioè delle realtà socio-economiche, politico-economiche del territorio. Proseguo o aspetto?
Marco, lo fai perché?
Sì, ok.
Marco, procedi, grazie.
It's very important. It's very important that our territory, our area, the Valdarno area, is involved in this project. It means a lot. This project means a lot for our area as well, connecting the school to the region we are living in.
Benissimo. E quindi la possibilità in questo momento, che è stata mantenuta nonostante il problema della pandemia, di tenere in contatto le due scuole attraverso il contatto fra i ragazzi e tenere insieme le comunità con le loro diversità, ma anche con le loro aspetti di comunanza, di comunione.
This is a great opportunity to keep the communities together and tied despite the times we are going through.
In particolare, in un momento come questo, la relazione diventa l'elemento fondamentale e l'elemento principale per poter sviluppare e mantenere forte l'attenzione dei giovani verso il futuro.
Creating relationships is now pivotal in order to keep the young people attention towards the future.
Quindi l'occasione in cui oggi viene di fatto presentato il risultato del lavoro svolto in questo periodo è importante perché è propedeutico, preparatorio a quello in cui le persone potranno di nuovo vedersi, i ragazzi potranno di nuovo vedersi, incontrarsi e finalmente costruire realmente l'attività in comune, vedendosi, parlandosi, conoscendosi direttamente e quindi sviluppando aspetti sociali altrimenti non realizzabili.
Today's event works as a springboard for our students and for us to meet, looking forward for meet each other. Otherwise it won't be possible to have relationships in the future.
Quindi il mio è solamente un augurio in questo momento che si possa realizzare nel prossimo anno lo scambio vero fra le scuole e fra i territori e che questo scambio sia mirato a sviluppare nuove competenze e chissà perché anche no, nuove amicizie intercontinentali, che tanto la rete consente poi di...
This exchange will allow students to move in person, to meet in person, to create new friendships. You know, even though right now the internet can do that. Right?
Ok, quindi a questo punto non mi resta che augurare a voi tutti buon lavoro, un ringraziamento al console per essere presente e averci dedicato questo tempo e perché noi riteniamo questo progetto estremamente importante, non solo per la scuola, ma per, come ho detto prima, per tutta la comunità locale. Quindi grazie e buon lavoro.
Thank you. This is a very important project for everybody, school and the whole community. So, Sarah, shall we proceed with the American authorities?
Yes. Hold on. Is Mayor Will here? He is. Oh, is he here? I don't see him. Mayor Will?
He was.
Oh, all right, well, we'll skip Mayor Will. Superintendent Connor, if you would like to speak.
Sure.
In Italian.
Diamo la parola al provveditore di West Springfield, Tim Connor.
Thank you, and I'll keep mine brief. I echo what Mr. Bertolo has eloquently said. The connection between our students here in West Springfield and in the United States with our friends from Italy is a fantastic opportunity in terms of understanding the wider global education of our students.
Ha detto che la relazione fra gli studenti qua a West Springfield con gli amici in Italia è una buona opportunità per gli studenti di capire le relazioni fra di loro e con tutto il mondo. È una buona opportunità.
And I want to thank all of the leaders in this group that have made this connection for us, and we look forward to future events and opportunities for our students to connect.
Ha detto grazie e non vede l'ora per vedere più interazioni fra gli studenti.
We've been all of us have been experiencing the ill effects of COVID-19, but we would also say that it's provided us with wonderful opportunities to connect internationally as we learn to use our technology to make these connections.
Anche se abbiamo sofferto un po' a causa della Covid, abbiamo queste opportunità nuove per condividere. I'm so sorry. Per condividere questa opportunità fra di loro, fra di noi, con la tecnologia.
Great.
Allora, Sara, allora noi abbiamo oggi due amministratori italiani del Valdarno, Nicola Benini e Nadia Garuglieri, che è collaboratrice del sindaco di San Giovanni Valdarno, che rappresenta in questo momento il comune di San Giovanni Valdarno in cui si trova la nostra scuola. So I'm going to ask Nadia Garuglieri to introduce herself, and she's representing the city of San Giovanni Valdarno here today, where our school, where we are our school. Nadia.
Sì, buongiorno, grazie dell'invito. Io sono, per precisare, sono l'assessore all'istruzione del comune di San Giovanni Valdarno. Porto anche i saluti del sindaco Valentina Vadi, che avrebbe gradito molto essere anche lei qui con voi, ma per altri impegni non ha potuto essere presente. porto tutti il mio augurio di un buon lavoro ovviamente a tutti voi. So che questo oggi è la conclusione di questo percorso di collaborazione che avete fatto insieme. Devo dire, le due scuole, devo dire che questa visuale, ecco, vedere tutti questi ragazzi davanti, italiani, stranieri, tutti insieme, questo, in questo periodo di chiusura apre davvero il cuore. Come diceva prima il dottor Curtolo, per la comunità è un esempio importante questo, perché questa frase che ormai è diventata uno slogan, l'ho sentita spesso dire: di fronte a venti forti c'è chi costruisce muri e c'è chi costruisce mulini a vento. Ecco, questo è un modo per costruire mulini a vento. In questa situazione così complicata che tutti stiamo vivendo, questo è veramente un modo per rendere positivo questo periodo, gli strumenti che abbiamo tutti imparato ad utilizzare. Non so, vado avanti, non so se ce l'avete
Sì, you use a very strong metaphor to explain your point about building. Either we want to build walls or to build windmills. You know, we don't want to build walls between us. We want to open the relationship between, you know, us and metaphorically build windmills. No, let's make the wind move between us. Let's make knowledge and friendship move between our realities.
Per questo ringrazio tutti gli organizzatori, tutti quelli che, dirigenti scolastici, docenti, che hanno costruito questa che è una opportunità grossissima, non soltanto per i ragazzi, ma anche per noi, per gli amministratori anche dei territori, proprio per l'esempio che riescono a dare.
Thank you for this opportunity, not just for the kids, for the schools, but also for us administrators of these two territories. Thank you again.
Per cui grazie ancora, grazie di questo messaggio importante e un buon lavoro a tutti.
I wish you a good job.
Thank you so much. I would like to introduce Sabina Innocenti and Stefano Bonchi, who are going to get our presentations on the way.
And wait, Sarah.
No.
Wait, I think we are missing the bridge between our territories and our school and the students, our principal Lorenzo.
Oh, mi dispiace Lorenzo! Oh, mi dispiace tanto!
I mean, it's not very important, but I mean, he's there, so...
No. Mi dispiace, lo so che...
No, that's perfectly fine. And if your school principal has something to say, I mean, of course, we still have Sarah. You disappeared. Okay. And if your principal, Pat Danby, has something to say, we can take turns, definitely. And it's time for school principals right now to introduce themselves.
Okay. So may I introduce Lorenzo Pierratti, who is the principal at the ISIS Valdarno.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. Dear guests, dear friends. As the school principal of the ISIS Valdarno, I'm so honored to have you as guests in this meeting. This meeting has an enormous value as it marks the conclusion of an outstanding educational project that involved our students and those of West Springfield High School. For so many weeks, with commitment and passion, American and Italian students got connected to meet each other and thus to enrich their cultural, emotional, and scholastic background. I would like to express my warmest thanks to them as they have honored themselves and the two schools they represent. This meeting also marks the beginning of a new phase in the relationships between the Valdarno area and the city of West Springfield, a relationship which will be very soon sealed with the virtual signature of the mutual agreement. We are wholeheartedly looking forward to sign the agreement in person, perhaps already by the end of 2021. My special thanks go to the teachers involved in the project, Sara Switzer, Marco Prina, Sabina Innocenti, and Stefano Bocchi, and the vice principals, Maria Silvestri and Lucia Bellacci, who believed in this project since its beginnings and thus encouraged me to invest time and the human resource. At the same time, my special thanks go to Dr. Roberto Curtolo, especially Adamo Castelnuovo, who has always supported us with professionalism, commitment, and passion. Even in the darkest moments during the total lockdown, our discussions oscillated between despair and the hope of better times. Dear American friends, the pandemic did not allow us to see each other in person so far, but today's meeting represents the commitment to ensure that as soon as possible, you will be our guests in the Valdarno area, as well as our students and their teachers will be able to visit your beautiful land. So, thanks again to everyone, and let's enjoy today's presentations. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Lorenzo. Pat, you have something to say?
Yes, absolutely. I only wish I could live up to that and speak in Italian. I guess I have something to aspire to. First, I would like to thank all of the staff involved, the teachers and the administrators. It's a lot of time and effort to keep something like this going. So I'm happy to be part of this and very proud of staff here in America and in Italy for what you have done and kept going at such a challenging time. This partnership represents everything for what we need for our young people today. They need to experience outside of their own communities and cultures and go beyond. I think this is going to be an important skill for every student involved as they make their way out of high school, into college, and into their careers. The pandemic, although challenging, I think there's always a silver lining. And in here, it's the use of technology to help connect globally. So I think these are additional skills beyond the learning of other cultures and making the connections that our students will carry on. The students, I'm also proud of all of the students involved, as we're in the middle of a pandemic and this relationship has been able to continue. Time to meet, time put in for the work that and the presentations that we're going to see today. So I look forward to the continued partnership and hopefully in-person meetings and introductions in the future. So I'm excited to get to the presentations today, and thank you to everyone involved.
Let's move on with the presentation.
Okay, can I introduce Stefano and Sabina?
Please.
I'd like to introduce my colleagues, Sabina Innocenti and Stefano Bocchi from ISIS Valdarno, who are going to introduce the student groups.
Yeah, good morning, everyone, or buon pomeriggio per chi è in Italia. I'm Professor Stefano Bocchi. I teach Italian literature at ISIS Valdarno. And alongside my colleague here, Sabina Innocenti, I will briefly present our students and our students' work. So without further delay, I proudly, for real, introduce our first group. The students are Christopher Sbalbi, Isabella Adam, Teresa Grifoni, and Margherita Matassini. Their chosen topic is food, good choice, I'd say. So please go ahead.
Good morning.
Okay.
Good morning and good afternoon. I am Teresa Grifoni, and I am with Christopher.
It's not muted.
Christopher, Isabella, and Margherita.
Ciao.
Hi.
Ciao.
I am 17, and I am Italian. When we met for the first time, we chose the topic, and then we talked about it. And we chose pasta. The main reason why we chose pasta is because we were always hungry, and we decided to write it in general, and then to explain the differences between Italy and America.
Hi, I am Margherita. The first slide introduced the origin of pasta. Pasta was actually first made in Italy in China almost 7,000 years ago. Only in 500 BC did the Romans begin to create there, all by breaking down the grains with a roach and using formula dough with water. Contrary to many things, pasta wasn't created by Italian people. The next slide.
How do we cook our pasta? We have to fill a pot with water up to the brim, and remember to use a large pot because pasta needs some space during the cooking. Then we put the pot in the burner, and we have to cover it with the lid to make it boil faster. Then when it's boiling, we have to add a spoon of salt, and also we have to add the pasta. Then we will have to wait the time written in the box until pasta will be softer, and then we have to mix it with a wooden spoon. And once the time is finished, we also have to taste pasta and to see if it's ready. And then we have to prepare to drain pasta with a colander, and then we add the sauce, and now it's ready to eat it.
Come cuciniamo la nostra pasta? Cucinare la pasta in America è fondamentalmente lo stesso che in Italia, ma ecco la ricetta comunque. 1. Versare abbastanza acqua in un pentola e accendere i fornelli. 2. Poi aspetta finché l'acqua inizia a bollire. 3. Una volta che l'acqua bolle è ora di mettere la pasta in dentro. 4. Allora cucini la pasta fino a quando è pronta, non aver paura di assaggiarlo. 5. Quando la pasta è finita, versarla in un collante. 6. Riavvi la pasta e aggiungi la salsa. 7. Buon appetito.
Pasta is the main dish of Italian cuisine. Italians can also eat it 1 or 2 times a day. And for this reason, the choice of brand is very important. Some famous Italian brands are Barilla, Di Cecco, Voiello, and more and more. The next slide, please.
Ci sono molte marche di pasta negli Stati Uniti. Alcuni esempi sono Barilla, Ronzoni e Prince. Un po' delle marche hanno la pasta quick cook per le persone impazienti. Il tipo di pasta più popolare negli Stati Uniti sono gli spaghetti.
Pasta is really important for our culture because it connects every region and it identifies Italians all around the world. It's also important because it usually reunites family together, usually on Sunday. Even if our eating habits are changing, pasta remains the most appreciated dish in Italy.
There are many pasta dishes in Italy, but the most famous are lasagna, spaghetti allo scoglio, gnocchi alla sorrentina, e carbonara. Dishes that represent all of Italy.
Spaghetti e polpette è il piatto italo-americano più popolare nel paese. Anche a molte persone piacciono le fettuccine Alfredo e le lasagne perché hanno un sacco di formaggio.
Ecco altri piatti di pasta popolari. Ci sono pasta e fagioli, chicken parmigiano e macaroni e formaggio.
Olive Garden, Bertucci's e Pizza Hut sono alcuni ristoranti popolari della catena nel nord-est. Olive Garden è una catena nazionale che è famosa per il cibo italiano-americano e i suoi grissini. E Pizza Hut è un ristorante fast food con pizza economica. Questi due ristoranti sono gli stessi ovunque negli Stati Uniti. Bertucci's è una catena che si trova solo nel nord-est. Secondo me, Bertucci's è molto bene per una catena. Sorrento's e Bella Napoli sono ristoranti italiani che si trovano solo nella nostra città di West Springfield. Questi ristoranti hanno cibo di migliore qualità in confronto ai ristoranti della catena. Sono conosciuti solo localmente. Cosa ne pensiamo della pasta? La pasta è un cibo con cui non si può mai sbagliare. La pasta autentica italiana è decisamente migliore della pasta americana. Tipicamente la pasta americana ha un troppo del formaggio. Alcune varianti americane di pasta sono piuttosto interessanti. Per esempio, macaroni salad e American chop suey.
What do you think about pasta? I think pasta is the most delicious dish in the world and also the most mimicked dish. And in my opinion, we must be proud of it. I also remember when I was 5 or 4 years old, I usually cooked the duck with my grandmother. And I remember that the kitchen was always a mess and I didn't want it to tidy it up.
In Italy, there are many different ways to cook pasta based on the place you are from. For example, in Florence is famous pasta al sugo, which a word that we use only in Tuscany to say pasta with meat sauce. Another example is in Emilia-Romagna, which is another Italian region. There are tortellini, which is another type of pasta to eat with soup. And thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job. Hello. Hello, everybody. After the first work, let's move to the second one. Great. While there's this change in the setting. And for those who don't know me, I'm Sabina. I'm an Italian teacher of English here at ISIS Valdarno. And together with my colleague Stefano, I'm going to introduce five teams we have divided evenly. And the second group that will deliver their presentation is composed of 3 students. Yeah, this time 3. Alina, Manuel, and Gabriele, 2 Italian and 1 American guy. 2 Italians, yeah. And I think that we are almost ready. Okay, the topic, the title is current events, is not as mouth-watering as the previous one, but I think it will be amazing all the same. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Thank you. Our topic, as Sabina just said, is La Dualito, which are current events. Che cos'è e perché è importante? What is it and why is it important? Che cos'è? La attualità sono cose che stanno accadendo in questo momento. Possono essere eventi grandi o piccoli.
Why current events are important? Because they are events that are happening in this period. They can be national, international, or local events. In the picture, there are many people in line waiting to get the vaccine for COVID-19.
Inizia March Madness. Cos'è questo? Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm not muted. Sorry. Cos'è questo? March Madness è un torneo di pallacanestro nel mese di marzo. Giocatori di pallacanestro dell'università giocano contro altre squadre che sono nella Divisione 1, il più alto livello di pallacanestro dell'università. Partecipano 68 squadre, è un evento a eliminazione diretta con 7 turni. Perché è importante per gli americani? Gli Stati Uniti amano fare soldi e ospitare grandi eventi sportivi per miliardi di dollari. Il torneo riunisce il paese perché agli americani piacciono gli eventi sportivi. Il mese di marzo non ne ha, quindi questo è il momento perfetto per March Madness.
Okay. Dante Alighieri was an Italian writer, best known for his Divine Comedy, and he has been described often as the father of the Italian language. And in 2021, this year, is the 700th year since his death in the city of Ravenna, where his tomb rests to this day. And because this year is an anniversary related to Dante, because this year is an anniversary related to Dante, his works, including the previously mentioned Divine Comedy, are celebrated and remembered in various events and conversations. The 25th of March is also Dante D, which is a day dedicated to Dante, which was established last year in preparation of this 700th anniversary.
Okay, Sanremo 2021. From the 2nd to the 6th of March 2021, the 71st edition of Italian Music Festival, also called the Sanremo Festival, was staged. This edition was won by a rock group called Måneskin. In Italy, this festival is very important because it's a historical festival of Italian music that has been broadcast on TV every year since 1955.
Somiglianze e differenze culturali, cultural similarities and differences. Somiglianze. Italiani e americani amano riunirsi per celebrare le cose. Entrambe le culture sono molto sociali.
Differences. We chose Dante because he represents the origins of the language and culture of Italian people. The Festival of Sanremo is an historical pop music festival since the Italian public TV channel was born after the Second World War in 1955. Both examples represent the importance of art and Italian culture.
And that's our presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys. Let's move on with our third group. They'll speak about food again. I love it. And so I'll give you Ryan Price, Jordan Lavalli, and Michelangelo Rinaldi, this time 2 American students and 1 Italian. Please, whenever you're ready.
Okay, can you see?
Yep.
Okay, so.
He's the former mayor.
Okay, hi, good morning or good evening. Today, my group and I want to talk about the main differences between the American and the Italian eating culture. We chosen this topic because when we first met, it was the first thing that came in our minds, thinking about our 2 different cultures, like the Italian and the American one. So yeah, here on this slide, we represented the typical meals for an Italian and an American. On the right side, you can see the typical Italian meal times, while on the other side, you can see the American ones.
So the American breakfast or calzone is 6 to 10 pranzo, is at 11 to 13, and cena is 17 to 20.
Yeah, with a first look here, we can find 2 main differences between Italy and America. As you can see, Americans tend to eat a little bit earlier than we usually do here in Italy. And another difference is that we usually do 5 different meals during the day, while they don't. And yeah. Okay, so American guy should talk here, but
Ryan, non c'è Ryan.
Non c'è Ryan. Oh. Okay, so let's keep this part real quick. And yeah, on this slide, I just represented what an Italian person could normally eat in a day. We could name it like a daily menu. And a lot of people start their day with a sweet breakfast, for example, with milk and biscuits or milk and cereal. It depends on your taste. And yeah, for the snack, one of the healthiest things to eat in the middle of the morning is an apple. While for lunch, one of the most known meals that we usually eat here in Italy is the classic tomato pasta. I really love pasta. I would eat it all the day. And yeah, I didn't put anything for the second snack of the day because I think that everyone eats different things during their snacks. So let's skip this part and go with the dinner. For dinner, I think that a lot of people eat meat or fish with a little bit of vegetables. And yeah, that's it. I think that this could be a probable typical Italian menu for a normal day. Okay, so here we represented a probable traditional menu for holidays of an Italian and an American. And for the Italian side, which is the right side, I choose some traditional Italian Christmas foods. For example, a typical Christmas lunch would start with. I hear echo, a little bit of echo. Okay, now it's good. A typical Christmas lunch could start with some crostini, for example, and going forward, we could find a lasagna or some tortellini, for example. And for the second part of the lunch, we could have some meat with baked potatoes. And to finish our lunch in the best way possible, we usually eat the pandoro or the panettone, which are typical Christmas sweets here in Italy.
So for American meals, we have calzone or tacchino, puree di pate, torta, mele, pecan, or zucca, or scones, pan di zenzero.
Cena di Natalie per the United States. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you can hear you.
That's nice. That didn't work before.
Okay, so here you can see some photos of the foods that I told you about earlier. Like on the left side, you can see a lasagna. In the middle, meat with baked potatoes, and on the right side, there's the pandoro. Now, let's talk about comfort foods. I think that almost everyone knows what a comfort food is, but to make sure to make sure everyone know the topic I'm about to deal with, just let me explain to you real quick. A comfort food is usually a type of food that you eat after a bad day to feel a bit better. In some way, comfort foods literally changes our mood. And yeah, most of the times the comfort foods are not the healthiest option available, but they make you feel happier, so it's okay. And yeah, this is a list of the most common foods for Italians and Americans.
Macaroni e formaggio alla garlica, pizza, croquette di pollo, and panettone.
These are some comfort foods that the US has.
And yeah, here you can see some of the most known Italian comfort foods like Nutella or ice cream. Honestly, I really love that ice cream. I used to eat it once a day during our first quarantine. It helped me a lot during that bad period. And yeah, let's talk about fast foods. For the Italian side, the only fast foods that we can find here in our territory in Italy are the American ones. Indeed, is not there's not a specific fast food which is born in Italy. Probably because the fast food concept is not in our culture.
McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Taco Bell, and Dunkin'.
Piatti e ristoranti italiani americani. Amete lasagna, fettuccine alfredo, spaghetti al polpetta, pollo alla parmigiana, gambiletti o scampi. I ristoranti e Bertucci's, Olive Garden, Buca di Beppo, Calabas, I Romano's Macaroni Grill. Piatti e ristoranti italiani americani.
And yeah, the only restaurant that has an American influence here in Valdarno, that is our zone, is the American Diner. The idea behind this restaurant is to recreate a real old American diner. And well, once you enter into the restaurant, you will find yourself like catapulted into the 50s. Indeed, the 50s mood is created by vintage cars, furnitures coming directly from America. And yeah, in the restaurants are things like waiters with rollerblades and lots of music, the backdrop to a menu all made in USA, we could say. And yeah, here you can see some pictures of the restaurant. It represents pretty well the 50s mood. And yeah, I went there sometimes with my friends in the past, and in my opinion, the food is really good, and we really enjoyed the dinner there. And that's it. Thank you so much.
Okay. I think that too much talking about food can be really a torture at this time of the day, but I don't know you, but I'm getting a little hungry, a little starving. Anyway, we are nearly halfway, so please keep on staying with us because we have much more to see. Well, here is the chance for our fourth team consisting of 4 members, Sid, Tyler, Altea, and Lucia. These guys have chosen sports as a common topic to talk about. So let's see how they carried out their task. Please, go ahead.
Ciao.
Ciao. Hi, I'm Altea. And we are going to talk about sport in Italy and USA. Go on. Okay, so in Italy, the sport activities are not related with the school, and each sport has its own building. We have teams for different for every city, and they are different, and they are classified by age. And if you want to play a sport, you have to pay a fee to the society, and you have to pay for all the stuff you need to practice. And the 2 most known society are WISP and CONI. Here are some pictures of different buildings where we practice sport.
Hi, I'm Lucia. Sport in school. In school, we have sport as a subject. We don't have to choose a sport, but we practice them in general. We do some physical activities and test to measure our running and agility skills. We also study the human body, specifically the muscle and bones. The rules of every sport, things related with the fair play, but also reanimation procedure, like BLS, which is a basic life support. All the necessary stuff for the activities is given by the school, also training furniture, jump ropes. We don't have to pay for these activities or equipment.
Quali sport sono popolari in America: pallacanestro, baseball, pallavolo, football americano, calcio, lacrosse, atletica leggera, and sci di fondo.
In America lo sport è un'attività al di fuori della scuola. È un'attività che facciamo dopo la scuola con i nostri amici. Dove pratichiamo lo sport? Dopo la scuola gli studenti che hanno un sport si cambiano e poi recano nel che praticano. In autunno il calcio, il corso, il football americano si allenano tutti fuori e la pallavolo è dentro. In inverno tutti sono dentro, come la pista, il wrestling e il basket, e in primavera il golf, la pista, il lacrosse e il softball sono tutti fuori.
Come funzionano gli sport professionali in America? In America quasi ogni stato ha la propria squadra sportiva professionale. Se lo stato in cui vivi non ha una squadra professionale, allora tiferesti per la squadra più vicini al tuo stato. Ad esempio, se la regione Lombardia avesse una squadra di calcio professionale era Regino Trentino, a DJ non avesse una squadra. Say something under it? Here we go. Farebbe il tifo per la squadra in Lombardia. Back. Okay. Come si praticano gli sport nelle scuole? Nelle scuole americane tutti hanno la possibilità di praticare qualsiasi sport che desiderano. Ci sono molti sport offerti a scuola come baseball, pallacanestro, pallavolo, calcio, lacrosse, hockey su prato, calcio e nuoto. C'è un piccolo prezzo che devi pagare per poter praticare sport a scuola. Il costo copre viaggio e uniformi. Inoltre, per lo sport a scuola, la squadra deve prendere un autobus per altre scuole per, I don't know what that word is, giocare contro di loro. Quelle sono chiamate partire in trasferta.
Questa è una foto di Corfield dove pratichiamo il sport. È una foto della nostra piscina dentro la scuola.
In Italy, the most known sports are football, which is played the most by men, basketball, volleyball, swimming, and different type of dance.
In Italy, we also have a typical sport such as calcio storico, which means historical football. And calcio storico was born in Florence in the 16th century. And it's a mix of football, rugby, and wrestling. The game is played by 4 teams, each from a different historical district of Florence in Piazza Santa Croce, in front of the church Santa Croce. And it's usually played in June. And as you can see in the picture, the players are dressed with typical Renaissance costumes, and they fight in a rectangular area filled with sand, and they are free to pass the ball with their hands, and they can fight to block the opponents, but there are no replacements.
Calcio in America, 32 squadre, 18 settimane, uniforme e casco and imbottitura. We'll see. And then that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Basta così.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. We reached the halfway point, going strong so far. And let's introduce our next team, which is composed of Patrick Lamas, Michael Caron, Gabriele Troncellito, and Sara Sorelli. The topic is daily life. Please go ahead, guys.
Okay, let's go.
Park your butt.
Hi, I'm Gabriele. Hello everybody. Today we're gonna talk about how we can see in our slideshow about the daily life. Honestly, we were not supposed to do this kind of slideshow, but then talking to each other about daily life stuff, we decided to talk about this. So we can move to the first slide.
Trasporto. Per andare a scuola prendiamo l'autobus. Alcune persone usano la macchina oppure vanno a piedi. Altri preferiscono andare in bicicletta. Non c'è un autobus pubblico che va a scuola.
Okay. In Italy, we usually take the same means of transport as those in America, even if we see that in Italy, it is more common for some guys to take the train. And we see one of the biggest difference that we found about transport is that buses are usually blue in Italy, while in America there are yellow ones. And personally, okay, thank you. Personally, we don't think someone could find yellow buses in Italy. We even see red, green, but not yellow ones. And that's not that strange because yellow buses are like a symbol of Americans' daily life. I would say it is for us from famous American movies.
Scuola. Frequentiamo alle elementari per 5 anni. Poi scuola media dura 3 anni. Infine, scuola superiore dura 4 anni. Scegliamo le nostre classi e ci sono molte opzioni. Per esempio, ci sono classi regolari, classi onori e classi di livello universitario chiamate classe AP. Abbiamo molte lezioni di scienze, matematica, storia e altre scegliere.
School. In Italy, the school is structured like this. We do 5 years of elementary school from 6 to 11 years. Then we go to middle school for 3 years. Here in the last year, we decide the type of course we want to do in high school that lasts 5 years. They can be high school, classical, scientific, linguistic, or technical institutes such as our, or professional institutes that prepare for working life like IPSIA. After 5 years, the students decide wherever to attend university or start working.
Social media. Studenti americani usano molti social media. Il social media molto popolare per gli studenti americani è Snapchat, Instagram e Twitter. I social media sono utili per perdere tempo. Gli studenti seguono amici e personaggi famosi.
Okay, even if social media have been shared all around the world, we can see there are still some difference between Italy and America about social media. In this topic, we find a huge difference. Some of us like to use Twitter and Snapchat, but in Italy, Instagram and WhatsApp are the most famous one. In particular, WhatsApp is the most used social media in Italy.
Vacanza. Per studenti americani, vacanza, affidamento su dalla famiglia e relax. Anche gli studenti a volte festa. Luoghi di vacanza popolare sono spiaggia e la montagna. Le attività sono il nuoto, escursionismo e pesca.
Vacation. Holidays for us Italian students are fundamental. We love both the winter Christmas holiday, which we spend in our Alps, and we love the summer holiday, which we frequently spend at the seaside. We Italian students generally love to take group holidays and often choose places where there is a lot of nightlife, such as Riccione, Rimini, Viareggio, and Forte dei Marmi. Some groups also choose destinations such as Puglia, Sardinia, or Elba Island. In this photo, there is Samsara Beach, a place in Riccione where the Italian students spend a lot of time.
Cibo. Gli studenti americani mangiano pranzo caldo a scuola. Le opzioni per questo sono insalata, pizza, un panino o crocetta di pollo.
So we finally arrived to this slide, and as everyone knows as well, Italy is famous for its nice and tasty food. One of the best and common Italian recipes is pasta for sure. Almost every Italian eats pasta, and there is a lot of different kind of sauce and seasoning for different type of pasta. There are almost 300 different types of pasta in Italy. It's sure part of the everyday life in Italy to have lunch with a big plate of pasta, but there are still so many other Italian recipes. Usually each one of these are typical dishes in different regions. We could just think about Naples and its pizza, famous all around the world.
Musica. Gli studenti americani ascoltano molto musica. Ascoltiamo musica rap, rock, pop e alternativa. La musica più popolare tra gli studenti è rap.
Music. Italian music is not that popular around the world among teenagers, even if there are a lot of Italian guys who listen Italian music. It is not listened among them as much as the English one or the American music. There are many kind of different famous singers, from the classical music of notorious artists like Luciano Pavarotti to the rock music of Maneskin and Vasco Rossi, or the trap and rap one of Sfere Basta and Salmo.
Divertimento. Nel loro tempo libero, studenti americani piace fare sport. Abbiamo pallacanestro, baseball, calcio, football americano, atletica leggera e altri. Anche persone giocano videogiochi. Ci sono molti parchi quali puoi camminare, come questo, e anche c'è un parco di divertimenti chiamato Six Flags vicino a noi.
Most of the Italian students practice a lot of sport in their free time. For boys, the most common one is football, while for girls, volleyball is very popular. In the recent years, both boys and girls have started going to gyms where they follow specific courses. But there are also other sports as well that we like to play, such as tennis, athletics, and basket, and so on. I would also add that in their free time, students like to get together with their friends to go out and have fun together.
Effetto di Covid-19. Questo virus ha molti risultati cattivi. Alcune mancano famiglie e amici. Il virus è diventato politico e divide gli Stati Uniti. Indossiamo maschere per essere sano. Nostra scuola ha lezioni di persona e disposizioni, ma molti studenti non partecipano. Impariamo a accettare vita con Covid-19. Per fortuna, vaccini sono disponibili.
Impact of COVID-19. Like for everyone, but especially for us students, has changed a lot in the last year due to COVID-19. Everything that represents us, school, entertainment, friendships, was almost completely limited. We often try to be responsible, but it is not always easy because we are losing so much, especially at the scholastic level. In fact, we go at school at 15%, or we stay at home and we do the dad. And human level, we have meno friendship. We hope for an improvement with Venice.
Opinioni personali su cultura italiana. La cultura italiana è diversa dalla cultura americana. Dal nostro punto di vista, si concentrata sulle cose belle. La famiglia è molto importante. La cena è più un evento. Tuttavia, ci sono anche alcune somiglianze, particolarmente nostri sport e divertimento. Passiamo molto tempo a studiare cultura nella nostra classe, mio tema preferito.
Okay, so the personal view on American culture is that we Italian guys are very attracted to the life of an American boy, especially because he's introduced to us in famous American films, which one we watch a lot. We are very attracted to the idea that they can drive at 16, the school parties and the dances organized by their school, the school organization they have, the importance they give to school sport, and the extra activities like music and theater. The typical day to us Italians seems like a myth, and we would very much like to know it personally. So we hope so much to meet our American friends on the next year.
Thank you very much for listening to our slideshow.
Thank you very much.
Great, guys. Great. Here comes the opportunity for Roman, Lindsay, Elia, and Giuseppe, who form the sixth group. They will deal with one of the most popular teamworks, I think in the world, and in Italy in particular, which is our national game. So obviously I'm talking about soccer. Way to go. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. You're in charge of that. That's a big mouse. Yeah. All right, so hello everyone. Our presentation is about soccer, both in America and Italy. So, ciao, mi chiamo Roman, ho 17 anni. Io gioco a calcio per la mia scuola, Bolts West NPL e ODP Academy. Anche io corpisto, faccio wrestling e mi piace sollevamento pesi.
Ciao, mi chiamo Lindsay, ho 18 anni e giocavo a calcio quando ero più giovane, ma adesso sono un nuotatore.
Hi guys, my name is Elia and I am 17 years old. I play soccer in Aquila Montevarchi, a town near our school. Nice to meet you.
Hello everyone. I'm about sports, specifically soccer. And my favorite sport is basketball, and that is the main sport that I play. I love play basketball.
In college.
calcio ci sono 22 giocatori in campo alla volta e ci sono 2 squadre per campo, 11 giocatori per squadra. Ci sono 3 parti per squadra.
Lindsay, we can't hear you, honey.
Wait, Lindsay, do you want us to go to the next slide?
Sure.
Regalo di calcio. Il gioco si gioca usando una palla rotonda. L'obiettivo del gioco è di mettere la palla fino alla porta. La squadra vince alla fine della partita ha segnato più gol. Se tutte e due le squadre hanno segnato lo stesso numero di gol, quindi la partita è una pareggio. A destra è Clark Field, nostro campo di scuola.
Okay, can you hear me now?
We can hear you a little bit. You might just want to talk a little bit louder.
Okay. Squadre di calcio più famosi di America è la rivoluzione della New England e le squadre di campo più famose di Italia è Juventus e Milan.
Calcio di donna nella USA. Mentre il calcio di uomini è una grande parte della cultura e vita italiana, il calcio di donne è una grande parte della cultura e vita di America. Avevano vinto 16 gare nazionali, 4 titoli World Cup, 4 medaglie d'oro olimpiche e 8 anche CAF Gold Cups.
Quale calcio significare a US cultura? Sport è una grande parte della cultura americana. Calcio è molto usato come fissa, forza e resistenza. Il calcio dimostra anche un valore, per esempio, gioco corretto e lavoro di squadra, collegare la comunità.
Okay, so now I'm going to tell you the origin of the soccer. So football has a long history. Football had originated in England in the 19th century. Many changes have been made to the game, creating the game we know today. In 1904, the International Federation of the Football Association, FIFA, created the first World Cup, which was played in Uruguay in 1930. Many of the early versions of the football games were created by the ancient Greeks. The ball was originally made up of pieces of leather in the 7th century. And in the ancient Rome, these early soccer games were played in the arena with a big audience. Soccer games date back to around 2,000 years ago, originating in China. It has then spread across the world to nations such as Italy, Europe, and North and South America. From there, it evolved into the game it is today.
So my topic is defense. The first difference between Italian and American soccer is defense. In Italy, the fans are more excited about the game. For them, cheering on their favorite team is important of their life. Both kinds of fan, when their favorite teams are playing, dress up with the t-shirt of their favorite teams, bring a flag and color their faces. Another emotional event is when the fans create a choreography to cheer on their teams or to show their tribute for a player death, as we can see in the photo below. This event is widely used in the Italian culture. Each local team represents the territory in which they play. Davide Astori died 3 years ago of a heart attack. He played in my favorite team, Fiorentina, and he was the captain of the players. Fiorentina is the name of Florence soccer team. Thanks all for your attention.
And thank you guys for your presentation. So group number 7, here we come. This group's topic is focused on music, pop and rock and contemporary music. Our speakers are Salvatore Berte, Molly Ivers, Giovanni Celli, and Giovanni Tanzi. Are you ready, guys? So,
yes.
Here, go.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Giovanni. I'm 17, and I will be the one starting this presentation. The presentation will be about rock music, which is something that binds our group together. While talking, we discovered that one of the things that connected us all was rock music. In that moment, we decided that our presentation was going to be about.
Ciao, mi chiamo Molly, ho 18 anni. So la musica rock iniziò in America negli anni 50 con artisti popolari come Elvis Presley, il re del rock and roll, e The Grateful Dead. Negli anni 60 i disordinati politici hanno influenzato molti il rock.
The official arrival of rock and roll in Italy is probably dated 18 May 1957, where the first rock and roll festival was held in Milan with the participation of the Rock Boys, of which Adriano Celentano was also a part member, who won this festival. Celentano is considered the one who brought rock to Italy and was also a musical icon during those years. Celentano was not only a singer, but he was also a successful actor and a showman. He also won the Sanremo Festival in 1970. His most famous song is A Mezzanotte Sai.
So le band rock sono nate anche in altri paesi, anche se influenzate dalla cultura americana, mentre altri generi musicali diventavano popolari. La musica rock rimaneva importante con bande come Guns N' Roses e Nirvana.
During the 70s, one of the most famous Italian bands was born, also well known in the USA during those years. It was named the Premiata Forneria Marconi, or PFM.
Sorry.
They were great musicians, and some of their songs, like A Festa or Celebrations, were even translated in English. During the 80s, became famous one of the greatest Italian artists in history, and his name was Vasco Rossi. Vasco Rossi was able to obtain a great success with most of his songs. Even today, he is continuing to write new songs and albums. Before the COVID pandemic, he was still able to sell out at all of his concerts. Through his concert at the Modena Park, he managed to break the European record for the highest number of paying spectators at a concert. In just a few hours, he had already sold over 180,000 tickets.
La alternative rock era la musica rock dominante degli anni 90, mentre la musica rock era molto seguita negli anni 90, era meno popolare negli anni 2000. Il rap prese il posto delle musica rock.
During the 90s in Italy, electronic rock was one of the most popular musical genres. In the 90s, the Italian rock scene was dominated by Blue Vertigo and Subsonica. These two electronic rock bands did many collaborations, and their most famous songs are Sono Come Sono for Blue Vertigo and Disco Labirinto for Subsonica. Nowadays, one of the most famous rock bands in Italy are the Maneskin, very famous for their songs like Torna a casa and Zitti e Buoni. With this song, they won the last festival of Sanremo, which is the most important musical festival in Italy, and who won this festival represent Italy at the Eurovision Festival. Maneskin are the first rock band capable of winning the Sanremo Festival.
In this graph, we can see that the most popular genre in Italy is not rock, but actually pop. We can also see that rock is not very listened by young people, who usually prefer to listen to other musical genres that are now more in vogue, like rap and trap. During the past years, the most popular kind of music was rock, but new generations prefer to listen to other musical genres like hip-hop. In recent years, many groups have also emerged, like Fifa, who tried to look for new ways to rework different musical genres such as rock, folk, and rap.
These are the charts of the best-selling rock records in history in USA and in Italy. We can see how the tastes between the two cultures change. In fact, only one record is in both charts, that is the Wall by Pink Floyd. We can also see how Italian rock singers are not very appreciated even in Italy. In fact, to find the first Italian album, we have to go to the 15th place, where we find Renato Zero.
Ciao, mi chiamo Salvatore Berti. Sono da West Springfield, Massachusetts, e questa slide riguarda la musica rock. I più famosi cantanti gruppi rock. Il re del rock and roll, un soprannome associato all'icona del rock and roll, America Elvis Presley. Altri gruppi rock famosi sono i Beatles e Rolling Stones. Elvis Presley, il re del rock and roll. Presley era famoso tra il 1956 e il 1969 con canzoni come Jailhouse Rock, Can't Help Falling in Love, Heartbreak Hotel e Suspicious Minds. Molte persone visitano la casa di Elvis a Graceland. È un'attrazione turistica molto popolare. La sua musica veniva chiamata musica. I can't see what's on the bottom. Canzoni rock and roll più ascoltate. Alcune del canzoni rock and roll più ascoltato sono Sweet Child O' Mine, dei Guns N' Roses, It Smells Like Teen Spirit, dei Nirvana. And that's it.
Grazie.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, here I am. Thank you for your slideshow. Now, Another 4-member group is about to display their slides, and their members' name are Aiden, Tyler, Tommaso, and Francesco. So let's play music again, because it's the topic with this new Italian-American band. And go for it. Thank you so much. Go on.
What's your project?
Okay.
WSHS Valdarno exchange.
No. Like, what does it look like, bro?
Is it not the right topic?
Oh,
No?
aspetta. No, ho sbagliato.
Am I right? Am I
No.
wrong?
Ho sbagliato io.
Okay. Because it's number 8. Yeah.
Eccola. Ok. Mi dispiace.
Don't worry.
This one.
It's the good side of the live.
Eccola.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Way to go.
Hi guys, I'm Tommaso, and today we'll talk about Italian and American music. Let's go on.
Hi, my name is Aiden.
Ciao, mi chiamo Tyler.
Ciao. Ciao, mi chiamo Aiden. All right, and I have the first slide. Oh, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson è il re del pop. Jackson ha prodotto la canzone Thriller, Beat It e Billie Jean. Jackson ha iniziato con i Jackson 5, composto dalle sue sorelle e i suoi fratelli. Jackson è il cantante più iconico degli anni 80.
Giovanotti, Lorenzo Giovanotti Cherubini is an Italian rapper of the 80s. He does rap and disco jockey music. In his songs, he talks about love, especially for his wife and his family. He became famous thanks to his very lively songs during the 80s, which largely represent the style of music vogued in those years in our country. You can go, Tyler.
Luke Combs. Luke Combs è un cantautore americano country. Combs ha 10 canzoni importanti nella sua carriera. Le sue canzoni parlano di amore, rottura, tristezza.
Hi everybody, I'm Francesco, and in this slide I'm going to talk about Måneskin.
Okay.
Måneskin is an Italian rock band from Rome, consisting of lead vocalist Damiano David, bassist Vittoria De Angelis, guitarist Thomas Reggi, and drummer Ethan Torchio. The band rose to fame after ending up as second place in the 11th season of the Italian talent show X Factor in 2017. The band won the 2021 Sanremo Music Festival, representing Italy in the Eurovision Song Contest, with a song called Zitti e Buoni. Their music is a mix of rock and pop. The meaning of the song Zitti e Buoni, it's about rebellion and the need to stand out from the crowd, using transgressive clothing and strong alternative rock music, swear words, and psychedelic lights with the intent of AIDS.
All right, Tyler, you can switch. In Italy, we have for first pop, Italian pop and rock for genres. The most popular, of course, is pop. Pop is the most popular musical genres in Italy. Rock is the second one, and then we can add the disco and the house music.
Alla fine del 2020 I generi più popolari in America sono pop, country, hip hop, rock e R&B.
In Italy, the most popular artists are classified in different musical types. We have rap, pop, rock, and blues artists. The Sfere Bast, Salmo, Marrakesh, Miskil, Guepeheno, Gali, Dani 5 belong to rap, while Maneskin, Philly, After Hours, Subsonica, following and to rock, and Tiziano Ferro, Laura Posini, Francesco Gabbani, Luca Carboni, Irama, and Ultimo are for pop and blues, Zucchero Fornaciari, Roberto Ciotti, Guido Toffoletti, Lello Fanico are blues rispettively.
Yeah. So some of our popular artists in America for rock and roll are Aerosmith, Guns N' Roses, Nirvana, Bon Jovi, Rage Against the Machine, and Elvis Presley.
Artisti popolari, hip hop, Eminem, Kanye West, Travis Scott, Future, The Baby. Il video più visualizzato, America. Il video americano più visto è See You Again di Wiz Khalifa, lanciato il 6 aprile 2015 con 5.04 miliardi di visualizzazioni.
Actually, Actually, one of the most famous artists of Italian pop music is Francesco Gabbani.
His most famous song is Occidentalis Karma, released on February 9, 2017, with 254.3 million views. We can compare old school and new school music from his Combs and Manskin for the 2000.
The style of music of the artists from different countries and their influence are not very different because the music is a universal language.
Possiamo confrontare la vecchia e la nuova scuola di musica di entrambi I paesi, Jackson e Giovannetti, e Combs e Maneskin.
Anche se provengono da paesi diversi, il loro stile musicale e la loro influenza non sono molto diversi. Questo perché la musica è un linguaggio universale.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Grazie, thank you. So we have almost come to the end of our journey, and group number 9, Giada Volpi, Francesco Tudisca e Alina Buoniconti. Topic, food habits. Here we go.
Okay.
You ready?
So, sorry if it's food again. I'm terrible at small talks, and that's the only topic I could come up with. So, each country has its symbols, flags, the music, as we discussed before, the building, architecture change a lot during time and between regions, the clothes. And one of these symbols is also food. So while there is some food that is popular among everyone in a nation, this goes the pasta, pizza, who doesn't know them. But there are also some typical foods that maybe originated in some specific region of a nation that only the one who lives there knows about. These are some of them. This is the arancino. It gets named for the fact that it looks like an orange for the color and the shape. It's a typical South Italy dish. Go on.
The recipe for pastiera was born in the 16th century within the works of a convent of San Gregorio Armeno, the famous road of shepherds in the heart of the historic center of Naples. One of the Benedictine nuns wanted to combine the Easter ingredients, especially the eggs that represented the eternal life of man. The pastiera made by the nuns of the monastery became famous. Now the pastiera is cooked all over the world. I talk about the pastiera because my mom is Napolitan, and in my house it is traditional every year to eat the pastiera. Next.
Perché le persone viaggiano continuamente in America da tutto il mondo, molte famiglie hanno tradizioni miste per il cibo. Queste tradizioni possono provenire da contesti culturali e religiosi e si sono aggiunte nel tempo. La tradizione della mia famiglia viene dalla Polina. Ogni anno, il giorno di Natale, facciamo i pierogi con la mia famiglia. I pierogi sono un impasto ripieno di patate e formaggio. Questo è bollito e fritto.
So these are the main ingredients of the arancino: rice, meat sauce, ham and cheese for the stuffing, breadcrumbs, grated cheese, butter, and frying oil. So it takes a lot of time to make an arancino. So usually if you plan on doing them, you make a lot of them and you eat them later. So so for 1 kilogram of rice, you need the following ingredients: 20 grams of meat sauce, 7 grams of butters, 1 gram of grated cheese, and 2 grams of ham and cheese. So the grated cheese is different from the grated one. It's usually provola cheese or mozzarella cheese, depending on your preference. And it's part of the main stuffing, which you can change. Go on. Go on. Okay, so once you have all the ingredients, you can start actually making it. You start by taking an handful of rice and you make a ball with it, like shown in the picture. You make a hole in the bottom and you put the meat sauce in. You add whatever stuffing you decide to use. Here we use ham and cheese. Normally you also need peas, but I didn't have at the moment, so this will do. Go on. After you finish filling it, you close the bowl and make sure there aren't any cracks in it. Otherwise, once you start frying it, you will not taste as good. Then you put the breadcrumbs in you cover the bowl of rice in breadcrumbs, again trying to cover all the surface. And once you're done with that, you put the frying oil in a big pot and you fry the arancino until it's golden brown.
Procedure pierogi. Per the impasto, 2 uova, 250 ml di latte, 408 grammi di farina, 6 grammi di sale, riempimento 400 grammi di formaggio contadino, 2 uova e 1 grammi di sale. In una ciotola media unisci gli ingredienti dell'impasto per ottenere un impasto morbido. Stendetela per formare un foglio da metà centimetro. Ritaglia de cerchi dall'impasto. Allo stesso tempo porta a ebollizione una grande pentola di acqua. In una ciotola media unisci gli ingredienti per il ripieno fino a ottenere un composto combinato. Quindi riempie i cerchi con il ripieno e unire il latte per formare semicirchi. Cuocere in acqua bollente per circa 10 minuti. Friggere e servire.
Now let's look at the recipe. To make the pastry, the ingredients are 2 eggs, flour 00, 500 grams, icing sugar 200, cold butter from fridge 215, and thread lemon zest 1. To prepare the pastry using the method of sandblasting, begin by pouring the flour into a mixer together with the cold butter cut into pieces. Operate the blades several times until you get a sandy compound. Next. Turn off the blades and add the icing sugar together with the egg lightly. Beat and then grate the zest of untreated lemon, making sure to take only the yellow part and not the bitter white part. Activate the mixer again for a few moments, this time lowering the speed, so the blades will mix the dough without blending. As soon as the mixture has blended, transfer it to the pastry board. Compact quickly with your hands and so will not develop gluten, just long enough to get a smooth and homogeneous dough. Wrap it in a plastic wrap and let the rest in the refrigerator for at least half an hour. After this time, resume the pastry that we use for the pastiera. Take the wet and cook it in the milk with lemon zest. Once cooked, let cool. In a bowl, put 2 eggs, 250 grams of ricotta cheese, 1 pound of sugar, and a flask of ricotta cheese. Mix all together and cold cooked wet to the dough. Put the candied fruits in the dough. Roll out the pastry and put in the pan already buttered and floored. Put the prepared dough over the pasta. Create with the remaining dough the short pastry strips and place them over the dough. Cook the pastiera in the oven for about an hour at 118 degrees. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Now, we are almost at the end of our journey. We have just one more team. So it's time for the 10th group, our final team, to show their work. Let's call in Benedetta, Kevin, Emily, and Ethan, who will be delivering their PowerPoint presentation in a minute. Their chosen topic is festivities. Okay, yeah, good.
Yeah.
And the last but not the least, the 10th group. Go on, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kevin Michelini, and I'm 17.
My name is Benedetta, and I'm 17 too.
Ciao, mi chiamo Ethan.
Today we are going to talk about an important festival, the Carnival. The next slide, please. So, what is the Carnival? Carnival is an important holiday for Italians. Usually there is between February and March. The period varies based on which there is the Easter and Lent. The day on which Carnival ends is called Mardi Grasso. Carnival is a very strange holiday because it's full of jokes of any kind. And so for this reason are very used confetti and streamer. Carnival is absolutely the most extravagant and bizarre holiday of the year.
The Carnival of Venice is one of the most famous carnivals around the world, and its origins are centuries old, and it still attracts thousands of tourists each year who arrive in Venice to admire the customers and the masks parading in the streets and in the squares. And in fact, creating masks is an art in Venice. Go on, please. The carnival usually lasts 2 weeks, but the most important days are the last Wednesday and the last Tuesday, and these are called Giovedì Grasso and Martedì Grasso, in opposition to the following Ash Wednesday that marks the beginning of Lent. And on the last Sunday and the last Tuesday of Carnival, there is a ceremony where the most beautiful masked customer is awarded.
So there are some curiosities to know about the Carnival. One of them is the masks that are very used, especially in Venice. One of the most used masks is the Arlecchino customs. Another curiosity to know is about the confetti. that are very small pieces of paper that you can throw into the air or towards someone. Like every festival, also the carnival has typical food, and the most eaten food on carnival is the Chenji and migliaccio. Chenji are very thin and crunchy cakes because their pasta is fried, so they are enough healthy. And they have many names because each region has given it a name. And the other one is the migliaccio, that is a very soft dessert, easy to do, but it requires a lot of patience.
Thanksgiving. Storia della festa del ringraziamento. Thanksgiving è una celebrazione della famiglia. Thanksgiving è iniziata nel 1621. Thanksgiving era una festa tra I padri pellegrini e gli indiani d'America. Thanksgiving è stato istituito come festa nazionale nel 1941. Come celebra l'America? L'America celebra il giorno di ringraziamento con la famiglia a cena. Thanksgiving è il quarto giovedì di novembre. Quando celebro Thanksgiving mangio il tacchino. Just a slide. How do I go back? Sì, il tacchino ripieno salsa di mirtilli rossi, somiglianze e differenze. Sia il Thanksgiving che il Carnevale sono celebrazioni. Thanksgiving e Carnevale hanno una parata. Thanksgiving parata Macy's. Mentre il Carnevale è religioso, Thanksgiving non è religioso. Thanksgiving è un giorno di novembre, il Carnevale dura 2 settimane di febbraio e marzo. Thanksgiving ha il football americano, il Carnevale non ha sport.
La mia festa è Natale. Alright, so che cos'è? Natale in America il 25 dicembre, festeggiamenti, aprire i regali, passare il tempo con la famiglia e mangiare una grande cena. Babbo Natale porta loro tutti i doni sulla sua slitta con le rene. Le famiglie si svegliano presto e si godono i loro doni prima di andare a vedere tutti gli altri membri della loro famiglia. La grande cena, prosciutto, verdure e biscotti natalizi. Tipicamente una festa cristiana, ma festeggia anche la maggiore parte delle persone non religiose. So Babbo Natale consegna regali a tutti i bambini buoni, ma i bambini cattivi ricevono carbone. Thank you. Cavalca una slitta guidata da 9 rene, Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen e Rudolph. I bambini gli lasciano in dono biscotti e latte di mangiare e un alcono di cose che vogliono per Natale. Babbo Natale è famoso per un grande stomaco, un vestito rosso e lunga barba bianca. Giorno di Natale, la famiglia si svegliano
Presto per verde cosa ha lasciato Babbo Natale ai bambini. A tutti piacciono i loro regali vicino all'albero decorato. Le famiglie si riuniscono per celebrare la festa. Tutti si siedono per una grande cena celebrativa. La giornata è trascorsa ad amare il tempo con la famiglia. È un momento per essere grato per quello che hai.
Benissimo, grazie anche all'ultimo gruppo e buongiorno a tutti. Siamo arrivati a conclusione di questo evento ed è arrivato il momento ora dei ringraziamenti. Io desidero ringraziare sinceramente tutti coloro che hanno preso parte al progetto e coloro che hanno partecipato a questo evento, e ringrazio tutti per gli interventi e per tutti gli spunti che sono stati offerti. Vorrei ringraziare e iniziare dai dirigenti scolastici per la loro leadership, per la loro visione e unite al loro incoraggiamento che non è mai mancato a partire dalle prime fasi del progetto e in tutti i mesi successivi. Ringrazio i due team, il team americano e quello italiano, che hanno dato vita al progetto e lo hanno portato avanti con entusiasmo fin dai primi giorni. Tra questi in particolare Marco Prina, Sara Switzer e Maria Silvestri, con i quali ho condiviso l'esperienza indimenticabile e significativa del nostro primo incontro a West Springfield più di un anno fa ormai, il primo contatto con lo staff della scuola americana che ci ha riservato una calorosa accoglienza e una calorosa ospitalità. Ringrazio poi il team dell'internazionalizzazione del curriculum della mia scuola, dell'ISIS Valdarno, e i professori Sabina Innocenti e Stefano Bonchi, che hanno dato un contributo decisivo alla promozione e alla realizzazione del progetto. Un altro ringraziamento importante va alle autorità locali del Valdarno e della cittadina di West Springfield, perché hanno offerto al progetto quel supporto senza il quale non saremmo potuti arrivare fino a qui. E quindi grazie per aver creduto in noi e nella valenza del nostro progetto. Siete sicuramente delle solide basi su quale il progetto poggia e continuerà a crescere in futuro. Ultimo, però sicuramente non ultimo in ordine di importanza, ringrazio dal profondo del cuore tutte le studentesse e gli studenti. Senza di loro non avremmo potuto raggiungere quel successo che abbiamo raggiunto. Le studentesse e gli studenti rappresentano il futuro per la nostra società e sono i veri protagonisti poi di un progetto che guarda al futuro e a un'ampia gamma di concrete opportunità e mete educative. Gli studenti dei due paesi hanno lavorato su qualcosa di veramente nuovo, inedito, un progetto che ha richiesto energia, tempo e un grande impegno. E lo hanno fatto durante un periodo difficile, il più difficile possibile, e anch'esso inedito e nuovo. Ovviamente mi riferisco alla pandemia da Covid e ai successivi lockdown che hanno veramente stravolto le nostre vite e le nostre certezze. Se è vero che l'apprendimento, la didattica digitale, online, ha in qualche modo colmato il gap educativo, è altresì vero che la distanza fisica, gli orari diversi, le lingue diverse avrebbero potuto creare un ostacolo quasi insormontabile che senza la straordinaria determinazione dei ragazzi, il loro desiderio di comunicare e condividere, la loro diligenza, la loro tenacia, la loro motivazione, non avrebbe potuto realizzarsi, e il loro senso di scopo che non ha mai vacillato, ed è, sappiamo bene tutti che l'avere uno scopo, un obiettivo è fondamentale per la riuscita di qualsiasi impresa. E quindi alla fine quello che avrebbe potuto essere una barriera, un ostacolo, tutte queste difficoltà oggettive si sono rivelate invece un incentivo, un vantaggio e una molla che ha spinto i ragazzi a dare il meglio di sé. Ora concludo il mio intervento e chiedo scusa se sono stata un po' lunga. Vorrei esprimere la mia personale soddisfazione, il mio entusiasmo per questa iniziativa che rappresenta per noi un'occasione di promozione della lingua e della cultura italiana negli Stati Uniti, e in un ambito territoriale in cui la lingua e la cultura italiana sono ancora presenti, sono vissute, salvaguardate e ritenute preziose. Quindi gli incontri dei nostri studenti testimoniano quanto la diversità possa unire e accrescere e nutrire una genuina curiosità verso l'altro, quel bisogno primario che abbiamo di conoscere e comprendere le culture diverse e anche di fruirne con una mente aperta. Bene, ora lascio la parola forse a Maria, che vorrà ringraziare anche in inglese. Ok, Maria, so it's your turn. Thank you, everybody, and especially to the students. You've done a really great job, and I'm thrilled, and it was fantastic, really. Thank you. So.
Maria, you're on mute.
No, good. Here I go. Okay. Thank you, Lucia. To all of our students, our American students and our Italian students, wow, you've did an outstanding job, and you've really shown us what can happen when people work together. I do want to take 2 minutes to see if Mr. Sullivan is still with us. He is a very important person in this adventure. He planted the seed for us, and he got us started in this connection. So Ed, if you don't mind, tell us what you think about this and your impressions, and we know that you'll be here to support us moving forward.
Thank you. This was amazing, truly amazing, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to sit in. Congratulations to the students. Looking forward to advancing our relationship. When the Sister City International Organization was started in 1956 by President Eisenhower and his team in the US, this is exactly what he envisioned, was this type of exchange and to further cultural exchanges throughout the world. So I'm absolutely thrilled to be a part of this. Whatever I can do to assist and advance it, I'm here for everyone. And as is Mayor Reichelt, who had to leave. So we're really looking forward to when we can get together in person and have you come here and the students go there. That'll even enhance it. The students are truly the lifeline of any sister city or twinning city relationship. So it keeps perpetuating itself. So thank you to the students. You did a wonderful job again, and looking forward to more interaction as we move forward. So thank you again.
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. So I do want to say that I echo everything that Lucia said. On behalf of everyone at West Springfield, we thank you for joining us with our first joint presentation. This has been a tremendous undertaking for everyone who has been involved in this collaboration. For me,
It's been a heartwarming experience to see how our American students have blended so easily with our Italian students, even though we had to do this virtually and online. We look forward to continued projects with our Italian sister school, and we look forward to continuing our relationship with all of you long into the future. Mr. Connor, our superintendent, Dr. Perrone, Mr. Danby, Mayor Reichelt, and Mr. Sullivan, none of this could have happened without your support, and we are so very grateful. To all of our students, our American students and our Italian students, outstanding job. You have really, really impressed us. We hope that you will continue with your friendships, and we look forward to you meeting in person someday. That is definitely our goal. To my colleagues, Sarah, Lucia, Sabina, Stefano, and Marco, you are the best. Your commitment and your passion for this work will inspire our students as we continue to work together long into the future. Grazie mille a tutti. Ciao.
Arrivederci. If Lorenzo is still here, maybe you want to say something, to say goodbye.
Va bene,
Arrivederci
così.
a tutti. No,
Grazie a tutti.
Arrivederci.
Grazie a tutti, arrivederci.
See you soon.
See you.
A presto, see you soon.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Keep living and everything. Sì.